The Surfing Violinist presents The Surf Vlog, Episode 8, August 2021. Looking back at old footage, I'm starting to finally pick up on where I've been going wrong with my surfing. Pro surf contests focus on three fundamental criteria in judging the mechanics of surfing: speed, power, and flow. Now, in order to worry about that first fundamental mechanic, speed, you have to keep the board floating, and on smaller boards this becomes a bigger issue. This often results in new shortboarders flailing around desperately to find enough speed to stay afloat, always in a jittery rush. And this gets more complicated in places like the Gulf Coast, where we can have prolonged flat spells in which the sandbars are not often groomed by waves and tides to produce anything other than closeouts. Being stuck behind the section is a constant concern, which is great for accomplished surfers looking for sections to launch airs or perform powerful maneuvers, but for novices, it instills some bad habits if you're not careful. We get in the rut of always running down the line in a rush to get somewhere and don't appreciate that other fundamental of flow. If floating the board is a subset of speed, then functional maneuvers are a subset of flow. And one of the most important of these functional maneuvers after dropping in is the bottom turn. An accomplished surfer knows when to utilize this maneuver, to not just set up for the next maneuver, but to actually flow through the bottom turn to properly maintain and even generate speed. Flailing novice shortboarders often get it in our head that maneuvers are opportunities to show off power, which is true, but great surfers find ways to power and speed through maneuvers while maintaining flow, which is a finely honed balancing act. So here you see me on the left going for a backside bottom turn, and I'm not very compressed. It almost looks like a lazy frontside top turn. Is this generating speed? No. Whereas on the right, we see Michael Payton, a neighbor from the west of us, compressing and unweighting at just the right time to flow back up into the next maneuver with a bit of acceleration up the face. In this next clip, which shows us both going frontside, you see me on the right again not really coiling my energy up into a compressed stance. I may be hunched, but it's not compact. On the left, you can see Michael taking his time maximizing speed from a series of well-timed pumps before dropping down into the flats, compressing deep, and unweighting back up the face for a perfectly timed meeting with the lip. On the right, I also tend to treat my bottom turn as little more than a glorified pump. Again, very little crouching or compression, and I'm nowhere near the flats. Another important part of speed, power, and flow is the little touch of petting the cat, on a front side bottom turn anyway, that downward swipe towards the water with your trailing arm. This helps the surfer remember to get closer to the water in a crouched position before uncompressing back up the face. It also helps with timing. And I always forget to pet the cat because, as usual, I'm thinking about speed, 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 and not getting it. But the best way to generate speed is to be in the right position on the wave, and proper placement of bottom turns is key to improve. I've got a long way to go. Until next time, keep it consistent, even if the surf isn't. To get early and ad-free access to these vlogs, become a patron or join the lineup here on YouTube. Patrons and members of the lineup will get access to download our feature film documentary, Local Legend, The Surfing Violinist Odyssey. Patrons also have access to this month's surf vlog, Hurricane Ida from a local's perspective. Here's a couple clips. I was with Tate and Joe, and we were the first boat in the water with eyes on it, but not the first surfers in the water.
So who got the best wave in the pass on the big day?
Some guy named Paul.
I don't know. Probably one of Lopez's kids, just because it was like quadruple overhead on him.
That's true.
Who got the best wave of the day, you think?
Probably me.
Right?
I mean,
I saw Jonah lose his board early in the day and have to brave the Whitewater Express with just his paddle. Turns out he broke 3 leashes that day. Once I got back to the boat, he did face off with one of the biggest bombs I saw from the boat, so at least I got to document that. It's always a pleasure to see Corey Lopez surf our premiere break. After that initial line of storms passed, we turned to see Malia Ward paddling past us, and soon her dad was in the water too.
Did you get to see Wardo throw any big turns?
I've never seen anybody in my life turn like Wardo was turning in the pass. Upside down, 3 in a row. It was awesome.
So tell us about his daughter. You would kind of save the day with Malia a few times, huh?
Yeah, she was cool.
He can always get in if he needs to.
Look, this guy took Missy back out there. There you go, yeah!
Tell a story like you told me the other day. So you didn't even know who it was at first, right?
No, I didn't know her. I know she was good, though. I remember being out there, and she dropped in like 30 yards inside of me on a bomb.
30-second version.
The
of
42nd
Mexico Beach, the
Mexico
epic
Beach.
Mexico Beach day.
Well, I had my GoPro. I wanted to get 2 clips. It was about 45 minutes in. Had a big closeout, ripped the GoPro out, bit off the rubber piece, inhaled the rubber piece. So that's in my windpipe, getting tossed around. Meanwhile, the GoPro leash around my neck wraps around the leash on my surfboard. Surfboard leash wraps around my thigh. So I'm hog-tied from my neck to my leg.
So for the rest of Tyler's story and some more vlogginess from Hurricane Ida, you can become a supporter of the Surfing Violinist on YouTube or become a patron. Links in the description. Also, we've got some links to photos for free, Google Drive. Here's Kyle Shanahan a couple days after the storm. So, download some pics. Until next time, keep it creative, keep it cross-cultural, and keep it constructive, YouTube. Thank you very much.